Today's video, we are going to do our nails while I tell y'all the story time about how I totaled my first ever car. Before we start this video, did you know that 98% of y'all who are watching this video right now are not subscribed? And some of y'all don't even know that you're not. If you enjoyed this story time and you want to see more of my face or just more of me in general, you should totally hit the subscribe button and help me reach 10K before my birthday, which is August 1st. Shout out to all my Leos out there. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. I wanted to try the olive nails. I've been seeing it all over my Pinterest. Here's my reference photo. I hope I can achieve that. This is the first one I'm using. Everything I'm using I got from Dollar Tree. Well, it's actually $1.25. Before I start this story, I'm gonna tell y'all about my car. My car, her name was Pink Whitney. I don't really have a lot of pictures of her, but here's 2 pictures of her. The best pictures I can find. I literally had to scrounge my mom's Facebook to find pictures of Pink Whitney because the only really pictures that I really have of Pink Whitney is after the car accident. I think she was a 2005 Nissan. She literally was through hell and back. She survived a hailstorm. She couldn't really run that good. I always had problems on my car. She did not run good. I'm being so serious. When I would get to 65, she would start to shake. I would be sitting there It was bad, but she was my baby. She was my first ever car. I got her for my birthday when I was 17, I think, which, mind you, I didn't even have my license. I have a whole story time about that. How I got my license. Also, how I it was bad. When I took my driver's test, it was bad. I had to take it twice. She wasn't a looker, but she could get me places. Around that time, I was doing Instacart because I wanted a job, but I still had to pick up my sister from school. The best thing I could do was Instacart. And when I first started, I wasn't doing it by myself. I was doing it with my mom because during quarantine, she did DoorDash. So I was like, okay, girl, you know what to do. So I was like, okay, Mom, you're going to help me do this. On the weekends, we would go and we would Instacart. It paid good. I'm not even going to lie. I made some money for myself. If you're having to pay for, bills and stuff, well, I wouldn't recommend it. But for, a broke college student who just wanted to go to the coffee shop with their friends, it was perfect for me. I would do it on the weekends with my mom and my sister. That was my job for a little bit because I had to pick up my sister from school and I didn't want to be unavailable in case anything goes wrong. Usually if something goes wrong, I'm the one that picks her up. So it just worked out perfectly for my schedule. First coat is done. I got a little heavy-handed on that one, but look at it. What is so crazy about this story is I don't really remember what happened before that. I don't even think I had school that day. I remember I was running errands. I do remember going to Sonic before I went because me and my sister, we would share a drink. Went and bought a Route 44 water, which that is going to be important later. I'm not just bringing it up to bring it up. It's going to be important later. I bought a Route 44 water and then I go pick up my sister from school. We're just waiting for an order, and mind you, this was I think our first order of the day. So it was not good. It had been raining the day before, so the ground was still wet. We were going to this house. It was extremely windy. It was that every turn. And I remember me and Maddie had made a joke. We had saw this sign that said kids at play. Or it was imagine your kids are playing here. It was something like that, just to tell you to be safe on the road. We had made a joke, which now I don't even remember the joke, but at the time, we just kept coming back to that joke. We thought it was the funniest thing. We get to the place that we're going to go, the place to drop off the food for the guy. His driveway was very I don't want to say narrow because it had a lot of space, but it was just weird, the way it was set up. There was a broken tree stump on the thing. I actually ran over that tree stump. We got in there and it was his driveway was everywhere you stepped there was a puddle. So my wheels got wet. We dropped it off, did our thing, and then we were backing out, and that's when I accidentally ran over the tree stump. I was okay, let's go get another thing. Let's go do another one. And I had actually accepted an order before that. I remember we were going to go to Big Ten or something like that. Big Ten is I don't know if it's everywhere. I just know it's in Arkansas. It's a place where you can get groceries for affordable prices. I think I was looking down, or I was looking at Maddie. I was looking somewhere and I went off the road. It was too fast. My wheels were slick and I went off the road. I was looking at Maddie and I remember us driving. She yells my name. I look, I'm oh my god, I'm braking. And remember, Pink Whitney shakes when she's so I'm literally sitting there shaking and trying to brake, but my wheels were wet because of the puddle. So because of that, my wheels were wet. And The ground was also like soft because it had rained the night before. I hydroplaned into the tree. I don't think I passed out. Everything kind of went like dark. I flew forward and I remember grabbing my sister while I was going forward to stop her impact, which her front windshield, the side of her windshield was broken. It was bad. But the airbags deployed, but they also exploded. And if you've ever smelt the smell of a exploded airbag, that smell is literally seared into my brain. When an airbag explodes, there's like mist everywhere, obviously, because it's exploding. But I like came to, I wouldn't say came, like, because I didn't pass out. I locked in, basically. I remember being like, oh my god, like the car's on fire. But no, it was just the smoke. We got out of the car. And we were like, I'm sorry, because this guy came out, because we hit like the tree in front of his house, and we're like, I'm so sorry we hit your tree, I'm so sorry.
16 carriages driving on.
I remember getting out, and remember I bought that water. And if you've ever seen like a Sonic cup, it's like just styrofoam. And I remember when we hit the tree, the cup like exploded, which it doesn't take a lot for a Sonic cup to explode. It exploded, and I remember getting out of the car, and I literally thought I was bleeding or I had peed my pants, but it was just a Sonic water. Also, when an airbag explodes, it burns your clothes. I was wearing a shirt. I remember that day, me and my mom were matching shirts. I don't even think we meant to match shirts. And the shirt that I was wearing, literally, it burned a hole into my shirt. I still have like a mark on my stomach where it burned my shirt. But an airbag exploding on you, it will burn your shirt, like bad. Also, if you have Life 360 and you get in a car accident, which I didn't know this, it will buzz to make sure you're like okay. I remember exactly what I'm saying, but here's the girl who was with me when I crashed my car.
Hey.
Me and Maddie were sitting there, and we were just waiting for our mom. Our grandpa came, and I guess he knew the guy that we ran into his thing, and he was like, I'm sorry my granddaughters hit your tree. Like, and I remember calling my mom. I was like, we just been in a car accident. She did not believe me. She did not believe me at all, which I understand because, like, I'm not the clumsy kid by all means. I've never broke a bone. I'm a pretty careful kid. I call her and I'm like, Mom, I was just in a car accident. And she was like, no, you weren't. I was like, yes, I was. And she was like, okay, I'm coming. But she was already off, so she was, like, heading home. She gets there, and me and Maddie are just sitting there, like, we're talking to the paramedics. Maddie saw this guy. He was like recording, which, okay, dude, why are you recording like two girls like having a car accident? He was just sitting there filming it, which I don't know what irks me more, that he was just sitting there filming it, or it's the fact that like you couldn't wait. You could not wait. We left. They picked up Pink Whitney. She went to impound. We went to the hospital or the ER, and Maddie was like in a neck brace. It was not a good time. Also, here's the first little olive. I don't know how I feel about it. So then we get to the ER, and I don't know what was going on in the ER that night, but everybody was being like, okay, the ER, they're already crazy, but that night, I don't know what was going on. Everybody was acting a fool. There was this lady there who, I don't know who she was on the phone with, but she was arguing. From the moment we walked in to the moment we left, she was just sitting there arguing. And then there was this one guy, he was like in a wheelchair. He was like kind of older, and I just don't think he wanted to be there, which nobody wants to be in the ER. We were sitting there, and the lady put him like in like a row, and I guess he didn't like the way she sat him. So he was just like cussing at her. And then at one point, he spat on the ground. We were in the ER, we were waiting. Maddie was in a neck brace. My arm was like messed up pretty bad. Which after that, I went to like my actual doctor, and she was like, you just like burnt your wrist. And that's what happened. Like, it wasn't like anything serious. It's probably from when the airbags exploded, or whenever you were trying to block your sister, you got most of the impact and like hit like the rear view mirror. I was like, okay, so nothing too serious. But we literally sat at the ER, because I think it was 6 when we got in there. We sat there for like until like 9 o'clock. Didn't see anybody the whole time. Just ended up leaving. And luckily nothing was like crazy wrong with us. While I was like literally right after I got off the car, my friends were blowing up the group chat, and they were like, one of my friends was like, hey, can anybody drive me to school? My car's messed up. And I was like, sorry, can't. I was in a car accident. And that was it. Like, I didn't even, I was like that. And they were like, what? You're in a car accident? Huh? And I was like, I just didn't even respond after that. It was a whole thing. Also, if y'all want a story time about that whole thing, like me falling on with my friend, I'll definitely give y'all a story time about that. After the car accident, Pink Whitney was unfortunately totaled. She gave up a good fight, but she was totaled. She was totaled really bad. We did end up selling like her to somebody, and they like fixed her up. And my mom said she was in Little Rock like a couple of like weeks ago, and she saw a car that looked exactly like Pink Whitney, literally down to the, and you can see in the picture, down to like where I hit the tree. And it was like a fixed up version of Pink Whitney. And I was like, my girl, she's still kicking it. Because she survived literally everything. I mean, she still worked. Like, I remember having to go in there and turning off my car. My car still worked. The only problem was that the airbags exploded. And my windshield was broken. And my car was like that. But other than that, she was perfectly fine. Here's the nails. All done. You can't really see them because of the glare of the ring light. I know I'm like a real YouTuber. But yeah, there it is. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to hear my story time about how I fell out with my friend, or my story time about me leaving the coffee shop, comment down below. And I will see y'all for the next video. Bye!